What's up, Geometry? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to be looking at our Unit 1 quiz review. So we're going to look at a few questions, decide what our correct answers are, just to make sure we are ready to go for our quiz tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and get started with number 1. We're going to use the picture over here to answer problems 1 through 8. So it says give two names for DC. Line DC can be given by saying line M, or you can even say line CD with the line symbol on top. Okay, give another name for plane M. Plane M, you could use plane AEC, just as long as you pick 3 points with one of them not being collinear. So AEC would work, AEB, that would be another option, CEB, or yep, those would be good. Does point E lie on plane M? Yes, it does. Naming one segment, there are a few here you can choose from. CB could be a segment, AC could be a segment, AB could also be a segment. Name a point that is not coplanar with points A, C, and E. A, C, and E are here, so coplanar just means on the same plane, so we would say point D. What's the intersection of line DC and line AB? DC and line AB intersect at point C. And then name 3 collinear points on the same line, points A, C, and B. And then what's the intersection of plane M and line M? We are intersecting at point C. Okay. In problems 9 and 10, sketch the figure described. For number 9, you could theoretically do this a few different ways. We haven't learned about rays yet, so this one for now, though, we'll just talk about is QR, which is an endpoint, like this. And then you can separately draw QS. However, if you wanted to have them intersect, you can still have QS like this, but then maybe QR going in a different direction, where at the end of QR, the endpoint starts with Q. Plane P intersecting YZ at point Z. So a few ways you can do this. I just decided to start with plane P. So labeling this as plane P, uppercase P in the corner, and then line YZ. So I'm just going to make that line go, quote unquote, through the plane. So there's my line going through the plane. Let's say point Y is up here, and then point Z is the one that's going through the plane. Okay? And in problems 11 through 14, find the distance between the given points. For AC, we're just going to add 13 and 26 together to get the distance of 39. And then for AC in number 12, we're going to subtract 62 and 11 to find the leftover distance, and that'll be 51. On the back here, we have number 13, finding distance. Remember, your distance formula is as follows: x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. You can go ahead and do x1, y1, x2, y2. I just decided to find the difference as my x's, find the difference in my y's. So I'm going to go -1 minus 5 squared plus -1 minus 7 squared. Okay, this will be -6 squared and -8 squared. That'll be 36 plus 64, which is equal to 100, and then we're finding the square root of that, which is equal to 10. 14 I did the same way, -2 minus 3 squared plus 4 minus -2 squared, so just being careful with those double negatives. This will be -5 squared, and then 4 minus -2, which give me 6 squared. So 25 plus 36 is going to give me 61, and then finding the square root of 61, we can just simplify that as a decimal to the nearest tenth of 7.8. Endpoints, this is when we're adding x's together, so x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So for my x's, the endpoints of j and k are as follows. So I'm going to add 4 plus 2 divided by 2, and then 3 plus -3 divided by 2. So that's 6 divided by 2 and 0 divided by 2, or 3, 0 as your midpoint. The next one's also asking the same thing, so adding your x's together, -2 plus -6 divided by 2, and then 1 plus 4 divided by 2, -8 divided by 2 is -4 for my x value, and 5 divided by 2 would give me 2.5 for my y value. 14, a little bit different, says find the coordinates of A if B is the midpoint of AC and C is equal to 7, 3. So usually what I like to do here is I like to say, okay, I don't know one endpoint of X, but I do know the other, so X plus 7 divided by 2 gives me the midpoint of 2, and Y is an unknown value, plus the Y value that I know is 3, divided by 2 is giving me that 5. To start off solving here, I'm multiplying both sides by 2, so x plus 7 is equal to 4, so that means x has to be -3. And then for my y values, multiplying by 2, so I get y plus 3 equals 10. So y has to be 7. So my coordinate of the endpoint for A is -3, 7. Okay. For exercises 15 through 17, we're just using the picture at the right. So if PQ is 7, QR is 10, I'm just adding those together to get 17. If PR is 25 and PQ is 12, I'm subtracting those to get 13. And then if PR is equal to 19 and QR is equal to 12, also subtracting that, so PQ is equal to 7. Our last little bit here on the back of our paper, use a number line below for exercises 18 through 20, tell whether the subunits are congruent. So GH from G to H is 1, 2, 3, 4 in distance. HI is also 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are yes, congruent. GH is 4 units. IK, 1, 2, 3, 4, also 4 units. But then here, once we get to HJ, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units, and IK we said was 4. So 20 is no, not congruent, but 19 and 18 are yeses. 21, starting with the bisectors. Use a figure at the right. So ST we know is 3x plus 3, and TU is 2x plus 9. So just labeling that. So we know that they're equal. So let's go ahead and maybe set them equal to one another. 3x plus 3 equals 2x plus 9 to get the value of ST. I'm going to go and move my variables and my constants so that they're together. So x is equal to 6 for 21a, but I want st, so st is equal to 3 times 6 plus 3, or 18 plus 3, which is equal to 21. Okay, the value of tu would also be 21 since it's showing us that st is equal to tu, so tu equals 21. 22a, st and tu again they are equal, so st is equal to tu, so I'm going to say x plus 3 is equal to 4x minus 6. Again, doing some double elimination here. Yep, so 9 is equal to 3x. X is equal to 3, so I'm just plugging that in for st. 3 plus 3, so st is equal to 6. And then since st is equal to 6, su would just be 6 times 2. So 12 is equal to su. Okay? And then a little bit more, we have a diagram here. So if AD is 20 and AC is 3x plus 4, find the value of x in AC and DC. AD is equal to DC, so if AD is 20, so would be DC. So I'm just going to do 20 times 2 can give me the entire length of AC, which is 3x plus 4. So 40 is equal to 3x plus 4. Subtracting 4 from both sides, I'm going to get 36 equals 3x. So my value of x to start off with is 12. Then find AC. So AC, I'm just going to plug in the 12 where I have my x value, so 3 times 12, and then plus 4, which we already know is 40. So I'm going to circle, square both of my answers here. Okay, if ED is 5y plus 6 and DB is y plus 30, find the value of y. So ED and DB are equal. They're showing that with our tick marks here. So 5y plus 6 is equal to y plus 30, Let's solve for y and then find ED, DB, and EB. So moving all my y's to the left side, moving my 6 to the right, I'm going to get 4y is equal to 24. So y is equal to 6, step 1. Then ED is 5 times 6 plus 6, or 30 plus 6, which would be 36. Now if ED is 36, that also means DB is 36. And then EB, that entire length, I would just add them together. I'm going to get 72. So here are my segments that I was looking for and the value of y. 25, if DC is equal to 6x and DA is equal to 4x plus 18, find the value of x. So DC and DA are equivalent or congruent, so 6x equals 4x plus 18. Moving my 4x over, I'm going to get 2x equals 18, so that means x is equal to 9, step 1. Then I need to find AD, which is DA, so 4 times 9 plus 18. So if I've got that AD, yep, AD 4 times 9 is 36, and then 36 plus 18. Sorry, my brain was not working. 54 is AD. And then I want DC as well. Well, if we go back and look, DC and AD are matching, so that one's also 54. And then AC is that entire length, so 54 plus 54 gives me 108. And then our last question here, if EB is equal to 4y minus 12 and ED is y plus 17, find the value of y, then the rest of the segments. EB is that entire length, whereas ED is only half the length, so we're going to double ED to be equal to EB, which is 4y minus 12. So 2y plus 34 is equal to that 4y minus 12. Let's get our variables all to the same side. So I got 2y is equal to 46. So y is equal to 23. That's step 1. Then find ED, DB, and EB. So ED is that half length, which we already found. So we're just going to plug in y, which is 23, plus 17. We'll get 40 for ED, which means ED is equal to DB, so DB is also 40. And then EB, the entire length, we just do 40 and 40, which makes 80. There we go. That is going to conclude our review for our Chapter 2, our Unit 1 quiz. Thanks so much for tuning in. Good luck on your quiz tomorrow, and have a great day.